Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, there's another piece in the Daily Mail about Hugo Vickers' book, Queen Elizabeth II. And in it, he mentions that the Queen really had no idea how deep Andrew was into everything. And it got me thinking that I wonder how much did the Queen know about Harry and his wife's pregnancies? Because Victor says, or Hugo says right in that book, I'm thinking of Victor Hugo, right? That's how my brain works. Hugo says in that book, he confirms the Queen did not know that much about Andrew, didn't really quite understand. And when it comes to, when he talked about Virginia Giuffre, it was a donation. Apparently, it was supposed to be a donation to her charities. It wasn't laid out in that book as a secret, out of court kind of deal. It was a donation to her charities. Now, maybe is that what Andrew told the Queen? I can't believe the Queen was that naive, but here she is, struggling in her later years. We find out Prince Philip had pancreatic cancer. It sounds like he was almost lost a couple of times, but he always managed to get out, to break through and walk out of the hospital. I'm going to ask, how much did the Queen really know about Meghan's pregnancies? And especially about Lilibet's pregnancies. How much did the Queen really know? How much did she really know? Like, how much did they keep her in the dark? Did Harry really pull one over on her? Was there a group agreement just to don't tell mom, right? That happens in many families. My grandmother was loaded with cancer and she was dying and she was in the hospital. And they told her she had pneumonia. We were not allowed to tell her she had about 2 weeks left. We were not. And once I came for a visit and she just asked, she says, honey, can you please go ask them when I get to go home? Nobody will answer me. And I said, oh, Granny, they won't tell me I'm just the granddaughter. So, I mean, it's not a big secret, like, your grandson's wife isn't pregnant, but it's families keep secrets from each other. And in the guise of thinking that they're doing a favor, right? So, how much did the Queen know? And are we going to find out in this book? Is Hugo going to tippy-toe into this topic? How much did the Queen know or understand about Meghan's pregnancies? And are we going to find out in the book? Ooh, 5 of Cups in reverse. You know what? I think they were worried about her emotional state. Like I say, Prince Philip was at the end of his life. He was fighting pancreatic cancer. I mean, how much longer? Interesting, he was quoted in the book as saying he didn't want to live to 100. So I think they did this for her mental health and so that she wouldn't go into further despondency. Queen of Swords. There's the legalities of it. There's the truth. Death in reverse. You know, I'm going to say that they said no. Chariot, in control, justice. Look at that. 3 major arcanas. I'm going to say they decided to tell her basic truth. This isn't warm and fuzzy, this here. This is, they controlled the narrative quite a bit. I'm going to say they were like, you know what, Mom's doesn't have much time left. Why are we going to bother her with this? Even though the Queen of Swords is legal and truth and wanting to know the truth and digging to the truth. The death card here, look, this truth looking at the death card here is telling me no. No, she did not know. And they really try to control the narrative. Like we have 2 legal cards here. No, you know what? No, just keep working, Mom. You're in your happy spot. I don't think they wanted to bother her with it. Like if you look at the 8 of Pentacles, he's not bothered by anything. Hope and healing, hope and healing, love and light, vulnerability. I mean, she's elderly, even though she was the queen and still sharp as a tack, no signs of any kind of dementia or Alzheimer's or any cognitive disability there whatsoever. There was a certain amount of vulnerability that she had. And also letting her know would have created a situation. Just let her work right till the end. And she's the star. Let's not get any kind of distraction here. Let's donate to Virginia Giuffre's charities. Clean all that up. This is almost Jubilee, right? Almost Jubilee. Yeah, I'm going to say that they really tried to keep it away from her. They really did. And they felt bad about it. But what they did was indefensible. She needed to know the truth. Knight of Wands in reverse. That's Meghan. 4 of... They were so afraid of the truth getting out. They were so afraid of the truth getting out. Or the truth reaching her. They were afraid of the truth reaching her. They were afraid of Meghan telling her the truth. That's what they were afraid of. They were afraid of Meghan telling her. And they did not have a chance to tell her yet. Wow, it would have ruined her. Would have absolutely ruined her whole reputation, ruined her last years of her life. I'm going to say there's almost a sense of being bullied and betrayed. There's the birth, and then the strategy around the birth, and then the announcement of the birth, and all gaslighting, all gaslit. Remember that picture with Archie? I'm going to say specifically, this is, more specifically, this is Lilibet, around her name, right? Around her name. And I'm going to say the Queen did not know. I'm going to say they kept it from her. Because it actually really would have ruined her. It would have been the nail in the coffin. You can say that. Yeah, they decided early on not to tell her. No, let her go in peace. She does not need to know this. Knight of Cups in reverse and Temperance. Nope, they did not tell her. And she did not know. Let her go in peace. We'll deal with this after she's gone. I think they were more afraid of Meghan telling her than her accidentally finding out. Maybe that's why there was a lockdown in the papers, because they didn't want the Queen to find out. Now, why there was a lockdown in the media. I don't believe for a moment the Queen took the time to read any US papers, but they can control the UK papers. Yeah, they lied to her. They decided early on to lie to her about it, to keep the peace, so she would go in peace and not with this massive controversy at the end of her life. And the clock just rang. I know you can't hear it, but I could hear the gears. I need to wind it up. When it gets low, just the gears click. It doesn't actually, so I'm going to wind it up, but the clock just agreed. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, that's good. It kind of keeps her innocence intact, I suppose we could say. She had enough to deal with at the end there. Let's quickly ask, is it going to be revealed in the book? Is it going to be revealed in the book? Anything about Meghan's pregnancies? About maybe questions about it? We're going to hear anything about Meghan's pregnancies in the book. Did the Queen have any comments or any ideas about it? We have to remember this book is about Queen Elizabeth II. But let's find out. Will there be anything in the book mentioned that the Queen, about Meghan's pregnancies and the Queen? Will there be anything mentioned? Anything mentioned in Hugo, I said it again, Hugo Vickers. There's some kind of strategy there. There might be something that we have to read between the lines. Ooh, Three of Swords in reverse. There's the birth. Oh, Two of Swords in reverse. And motherhood, pregnancy, Queen of Pentacles. There might be something. There might be something. There's the Queen. There's the birth. There's the strategy. There's Three of Swords in reverse is healing after betrayal. And the Two of Swords is a decision was made. Four of Swords, lots of swords. Ooh, talking with words. Oh, there might be something. There absolutely might be something, possibly about the birth. Possibly about the birth. King of Swords, Nine of Wands, Page of Pentacles. There might be something small in there, guys. There might be something small. It's about something that's missing. There might be a piece of the puzzle to that in his book about what the Queen knew about the births of the babies. Might be a small piece. All right, thanks for watching. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.